National Congress, there will be report, post-convention and Congress report. They reported that in Anambra, in their findings, which is one of the things court relied upon to nullify the Congress, they said in their findings, that's page 12, it is not my report, it is an ad hoc committee report. I'll release copies to you. They said, if I may read, that in Anambra State, Congress did not hold because some persons went to court and no Congress is held. That's referring to the court of Imam Bamalo against PDP. Now, after that judgment was given, Ejiko Ogwebego applied as an interested party, which he has a right to under our constitution, to have that judgment set aside, claiming that he affects his interest. This is his application. As at 31st of July, he brought an application before the same court, Honorable Justice K. Emeke, and said, grant me leave to appeal against this judgment. He has affected my interest. And court, we said no, because I was a counsel to Honorable Imam Bamalo. And we opposed it, said no, he's a contemnor. He should be in jail. How dare him come to court and say, give me leave to appeal against judgment? I had a Congress. A Congress court restrained his holding. Well, court passionately granted him audience. We opposed it, and court, in his ruling, dismissed his application. This is what the court said. For avoidance of that, he said, in my view, Ejiko Ogwebego does not exist in law. It is an impunity for him to approach this court and say, grant me leave, and dismiss the application. He never appealed against that ruling. Subsequently, the same Ejiko Ogwebego went to Federal High Court in Abuja. The matter is still pending. Before Honorable Justice A.R. Mohammed, we were there and filed a suit. Suit number FHA/17, 2013. I came to be joined through my counsel, my client. Honorable Kedemaka came to be joined. They were all joined. He's asking the court to validate his election. The matter has been adjourned for adoption to September 19th or thereabout, a few days to come. He abandoned it and ran to Porakot.
How can he abandon it?
Thank you. How he abandoned it is that the very moment, unsolicited, we got a letter from INEC saying, oh, Ejiko Ogwebego is now the State Executive Committee in Anambra State. Who asked you to? On what basis? That letter was written by Kaugama, the former secretary. It was written on 26th, released on 29th. The very day he was resigning or retiring rather. Right? And when I said, who prompted you? What led about this? And they said, no, because they monitored Ejiko Ogwebego's Congress. I said, how can you be speaking with two sides of your mouth? I wrote a letter to Jega on that. This is a copy, challenging their decision. I said,
decision to recognize
Ejiko Ogwebego, that they don't have a right. These are my words. I said, INEC had earlier in his report, after the World Congresses that produced the local government that culminated into state congress, INEC wrote to PDP and said that congresses were mad in some states. Anambra was one of them. That's it.
So what did INEC respond? How did they respond?
They didn't. Of course, they wouldn't respond.
Yeah, but so far so good. Your own part seems to have the upper hand. Why are you fretting?
I am not fretting because I'm only concerned that Nigerians have been so long misinformed. Imagine what happened in Porakot. The order of court was clear. But surprisingly, just 10 minutes after the ruling was delivered, before the road order even came out, the news was everywhere. Oh, court orders that Andoba should be nominated a candidate of the party. And the law is clear and explicit on this. Only political party decides who their candidate is. Supreme Court has settled it in plethora of cases.
But you're also aware that
yes.
It was also reported widely at that INEC monitored the Ejiko Ogwebego-led organized state congress.
That is a fallacy. That is false. It's mispresentation.
In
but
fact,
did they monitor? Sorry,
INEC did not. And besides,
INEC wrote a letter to that effect, saying that was the only faction of PDP that they recognized in Anambra State.
That is exactly where people get it wrong. Issue of having a state executive is a totally different thing. When it comes to conduct of party primary for nomination of candidates into public offices, it is within the exclusive preserve of the National Executive Committee. They may decide to go to Togo and bring people in to do that.
Are you saying when it comes to the Congress for a candidate to emerge as the party's flag bearer?
Yes.
What about, that's for the neck, right?
Yes, exactly.
What about when it comes to the candidates to emerge? Is it the same thing?
Yes.
Is it not the function of the state Congress?
No, far from it.
What is the role of the states?
Thank you. You know, people tend to confuse state executive committee and the state congress. A state congress is much more wider than state executive. A state congress nominates, votes to elect a candidate for a gubernatorial election. That's a state congress. It comprises even Mr. President. For instance, if Bayelsa is having their state congress, Mr. President will be a delegate. It is not the function, the only duty of a state executive, if they are in place, is to vote at a state congress. PDP constitution is clear on that. Right? But when it comes to the actual conduct of the primary election, that exclusively is for NEC. Okay. The state executive, assuming, like I always say, assuming without conceding that it is AGCO Buebego.
And you say you wrote to INEC on this?
Officially, I have a letter.
And they never got back to you?
They never responded. I know they wouldn't. I also told them that, how can you? I even stopped at that. Subsequently, on a Sunday, 11th August, hang on this, so that Nigerians will know the truth.
Okay, don't worry.
Imagine a situation where a statutory body is writing PDP on a Sunday. That's 11th.
Which body?
INEC. Telling PDP a day to the ad hoc election to elect delegates.
They wrote the PDP on
on a Sunday. I have a copy of the letter. Unfortunately, I didn't come with it. Telling PDP, after my letter and PDP's complaint, they say, oh no, we have reviewed all the cases, including this judgment.
Let's go to INEC and find out. Just give us a minute.
Yes.
Kaide Do joins us on the line. He's the Chief Press Secretary to the Chairman of INEC. Morning, Kaide, and thank you for joining us. I imagine you listened to Mr. Ernest Okoye on what he said about writing INEC and INEC appearing as though they are an interested party in this matter. What is going on?
Well, it is not in the character of the Commission to take issue with people who have interest in the political process. The Commission's role is purely magisterial and to umpire the process. But let me make the point that the Commission wrote the party on the 11th of August to highlight and itemize the court orders relevant to the leadership crisis in Anambra State and advise the party accordingly. And that has been the position of the Commission. The Commission has no interest in it other than beyond that.
Did the Commission write the party on a Sunday or not?
The Commission wrote a letter. Prior to that letter, the party came to the Commission on a Friday to canvass a position. And the Commission promised the party that it will respond in a short while. Now, they came on a Friday. The Commission went back, looked through all the orders that pertain to the matter and that the Commission was involved and served, and it replied the party that same weekend.
All right. Well, did INEC monitor? Okay, now tell us, which of the congresses in Anambra concerning this governorship election did INEC monitor?
Neither.
Or observe?
Neither.
Why?
because of the leadership crisis. That's to show you that the Commission has no interest in the field. It expects the party to sort itself out and nominate its candidate in accordance with the law and in accordance with existing court orders. And that's all the Commission is concerned about. If we had monitored any of the congresses, just like it's being insinuated, it would be alleged that the Commission had an interest.
You know, it's really strange. If you say, well, the Independent National Electoral Commission didn't observe any of these congresses from the two parties, how come the news is that INEC is pitching its